Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, we keep trying to tell y'all that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That is a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. As you see, I talked about this story not long ago where the cops actually got this woman. She's 73 years old. She has dementia, and they dislocated her shoulder. Now, they were caught laughing about this, actually joking about it, ready for the pop, because her bone popped out of place. And apparently other cops thought it was funny too. So, when you read some of the comments, of course, you're always going to have those who will defend the cops no matter what, but I think those are just people who go into comment sections just to stir things up, and they really don't believe the things that they're saying. But for the most part, most people are just appalled at what happened to this woman, as they should be. But this is the kind of stuff that we keep telling y'all that's happening in the black community, but yet you have those who want to sit and pretend like it's all in our minds. But just like Dr. Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It should be very clear and plain to see that there is something going on, something not right about this system and how it operates dealing with citizens. This thing that happened to this woman was heinous. But how many times have it happened in the black community and people said this, that, and the third? He should have did this. She should have did that. No matter what your age is, there's always people calling for compliance instead of saying, well, maybe the cops should be a little bit more fair and realistic, instead of thinking that the solution is to hurt someone in every situation, no matter how young, no matter how old. So that's what is going on in this country. You have those who are going to defend the system until the system comes after them. I remember there was a so-called black guy who he was just totally against his own people in terms of the complaints, the very valid complaints that we had about law enforcement. And he made it very, very clear that he was against that, and that it was all in our minds, and that we need to leave these people alone and let them do their jobs, and blah, blah this and blah, blah that. Many of you all may remember that case where he defended the cops, and it ended up being a cop that killed him for the very reasons why many black people complain: racism. He was killed because he's a black man. And he was in a situation to where when he was caught there, that black skin was the driving force behind that law enforcement officer taking his life, because he wasn't committing a crime at the time. So you see, you have those who will defend the cops until something like this happens. So you wonder if at some point this woman was a defender of cops. I don't know that for sure. Or if someone in her family perhaps. And now they get a chance to see firsthand that you don't defend anyone based on who they are. You defend and stand up for the truth, regardless of what color or race a person is. If there's a black victim in the situation, don't be too prideful to acknowledge that. Some people feel like acknowledging that a black person is a victim is condemning all white people. No. If there's a white perpetrator who did something, that's not condemning all white people to acknowledge the fact that something unfair has happened in a specific case. You see, many of us are able to look at this case, the situation with this white woman, 73 years old, and we're able to say, well, you know, they didn't treat her fairly at all. It's not a difficult thing to do. It is what it is. She wasn't treated fairly. And there is nothing wrong with stating that. That is very obvious. the woman was not treated fairly. But to try to sit and pretend like every case where a black person is dealt with wrongly, that we're just whining for nothing. You're just one of those people who refuse to see the forest for the trees. Anyway, I am done with this video. I want to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I would very much appreciate it. Share and like this video, and with that, I'm out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.